Spring is in the air and Easter is right around the corner, which means it's time for fun, fresh, and adorable crochet project. Try and say that 5 times fast. Today I am going to be talking about all things spring and Easter for crochet patterns. Some of these patterns are free and some of them are paid. One thing that I wanted to share with you really quick, on my channel, when I share patterns, I like to share patterns that I've actually made and not some random pattern, because sometimes they aren't really a pattern or they're difficult to make. So in this video, will be sharing different tips and tricks that I used for the patterns that I'm sharing today. Where to begin with the crochet patterns and projects? Well, let's see here. Let's look on my desk. Let's start with this one, which is a granny square boho take it to the beach sun hat. Isn't that cute? I love how this one fits on the head. It gives you a little shade, but it also has the holes like a granny square. Now this pattern, I do have to say that these crochet squares I created with the granny square all-in-one yarn by Red Heart. I did do a video about this yarn. So what's cool about this yarn is that you don't necessarily have to weave in as many ends as you normally do, because it changes colors in the yarn and you can create this beautiful square. The granny squares according to the instructions on the package. And then with the pattern, what I did is I slip stitched the squares together. Then the brim, I did like the instructions on the pattern. The only difference is this was a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook, and this right here, it's still a little big on my head, but it's not like I have a big head. So you can adjust this pattern. So the 4.5 crochet hook for the brim, and then I used a 5.5 for the squares. Get to focus on it. I did a lobster stitch on the edge of it. So that's not also in the pattern, but I added that myself. This hat is actually called Beach Vibes Granny Square Bucket Hat. It is by Yarn Utopia. I have to say this was a pretty easy pattern. So if you're comfortable of making granny squares with slip stitches and single stitches, I can speak, then this is a simpler crochet project. And I will put all of the links to the patterns in the description below. This pattern is super cute. It is the square Hare. Look how adorable this is. Look how cute. It's like just so cute. So not necessarily square, but it reminds me of, I had a Raggedy Ann and Andy doll. So just word. Look how cute the little eyeballs are. I'll have to show you the original pattern, because the original pattern they used smaller eyes, and they also used the same color for this ruffle part of the sweater. I decided to do a two-tone, and what would be even cuter, which I think I'm going to do after this video, I'm going to add a little tail so that you for sure know it's a bunny. I got an email from Daisy Farm Crafts. If you do not follow them, I highly encourage you to follow them. They have so many really good videos on their YouTube channel, and I learned a lot of things from their channel. So I subscribed to their email, and they share patterns that they have or upcoming things. So they had shared like springtime patterns, and I thought, well, let's look through there and see if I have tried or want to try anything that they shared. So that's where I got this pattern, and then it sent me over to Yarnspiration's website. So I would say that this pattern is probably an intermediate pattern, because it was a little bit confusing. Is a front panel and a back panel, and then you sew it together, and then afterwards you assemble the legs and you assemble the ears. So the confusing part to me was that it would go to a certain row, and then it would say do 7 more rows instead of saying, you know, rows 7 through 14, this is what you do. It just said do 7 more rows. That was a little confusing. If you have a little bit of experience crocheting, that will make sense to you. Love how this cutie little pattern turned out. Also, I decided to turn the arms a different direction than what was on the pattern. I'll pop the picture up here and you can see a side by side of these two. So I'm going to pop it right up here. If you want to try this one, it is a really cute pattern. Just know, don't get frustrated because it does take a little bit of time. And I also used moon eyes, and these are 18mm moon eyes, and then I just used some chenille yarn that I had from my stash. So here is the square Hare pattern. The next pattern that I would like to share is by Rose and Lily, and look how adorable these are. Okay, let me get it around. I loved it so much that I made 4 of them. One thing I wanted to say about these peeps is that they take me like maybe 45 minutes to close to an hour to make, because I did the over under for the regular size ones, and then this is the one where I used the loops and threads, and this is the one that I just did under the whole time so that they'd end up being the same size. So that's something to consider time-wise. Eyes, I decided to use 8mm eyes, and then for the nose I used a 5mm eye, but used it as a nose. And what I did is I placed the eyes 1, 2, 3, 4 between 5 and 6 is where I placed the eyes, and then 6 and 7 sort of between the eyeballs is where I placed the nose. These I really love. I made these last year, and my mom, she wanted them, and so she has them as decor in her house. So these are a super cute addition to your Easter baskets or whatever Easter related thing that you have. Next pattern, I have been wanting to make this for so long. This is a pattern by Wonder Crochet, and it is the Forget-Me-Not pillow. Isn't this cute? So, so cute. So on this one, I decided that I wanted to use blanket yarn. He suggests using yarn Sweet Snuggles, which is by Michaels. You can get that at Michaels, or you can go Premier XL for this, or any other thick yarn that I don't know the company of. The thing that I did with my pattern that she did not use or did not do is that I decided to cut a long piece of yarn to connect them all together. So I stitched them together between each petal, and then when I came around to the other side, I tied it in a knot and I poked it in. Yeah, I didn't want all the petals to be floppy. Pattern took me a bit of time. I think each petal took me about 45 minutes to make. And once I figured that out, I mean, I was watching, it was mindless. I was watching television with my husband, so I just made these obviously separate, and then I sewed them together like the instructions. So time-wise, this one will take you a little bit of time to create. Next pattern I'm super excited about. It just is released. Instagram crochet pattern. It is a 4-in-1 pattern, and it is free. I can't believe it's free, but it's absolutely stunning. This right here, it's a bouquet of flowers, and it's just so cute. So this one I made with chenille yarn, but it has such cute details with it, and I absolutely fell in love with the roses. I think the roses are my favorite, but I say favorite, but that is kind of loose term because I love all of the flowers in this pattern. It's so, so cute. Go give her a follow on Instagram. This is her first pattern, and it's absolutely amazing. Pattern includes rose, 5-petal flower, bauble flower, sunflower, and a mixed flower bouquet. So this one, I decided to do some roses because I really liked how my roses turned out. I did sunflowers because I love sunflowers. And then I did the 5-petal flower. There are also leaves in there. So the difference between this one that I made is that I used blanket yarn on the bottom, and then I used chenille yarn on the top. I loved this pattern. It was an honor. It just came out this last Monday. Check it out. It's amazing. And I can't say enough good things about this pattern. And I can't even believe it's her first one. So go check it out. Next pattern that I'm going to be talking about is actually a pattern that can include 2. So I'm sharing 2 patterns with this one. All right. This is so cute. Lovely little carrot, right? But it's a hatching carrot. And there's a little bunny inside. Isn't that so cute? Look at this bunny with the tail. Cute little bunny. Okay, so this hatching carrot is found on her blog. She is so generous. She has adaptations to her paid patterns, and she also has other patterns on there that are free. You could also, if you wanted to put in here, she suggests that you put in a mini little Mabel in there, but you could also just put candy in it, or you could put cars in it, or you could put whatever you wanted to in this cute little carrot. A little bit, because I hadn't made it before, but I was so excited because I had orange and I had the green, and I always wondered, what am I going to do besides make pumpkins with that color? Well, make a carrot, apparently. This little bunny that I made is by Oak and Marlow as well, and it's called the Beatie bunny pattern. And it is part of a paid pattern, but it is really still super, super cute. So if you're looking for a fun little interactive crochet, one thing that I will say with this one is I decided to crochet the eyes, because when it suggests to use like 7mm safety eyes, and those usually for me pull through, so I just wanted to make sure it was more secure. And I usually tie my ends when I am crocheting and putting in like nose and eyes. I will knot it on the back so that it pull through. And then this faux fur, I just had it in my stash. And this is actually made with the Bernat blanket yarn that is the glitter yarn. So he sparkles a little bit because I love the color. And then this is also Bernat blanket yarn is what I used for this. Right, this next pattern I wanted to share with you, I just finished, and it is so adorable. It's this little chick in an egg. Look, it's a total interactive one. The chick in the egg. And he comes out, he's so bitty and small. So this little guy is Boba the Baby Chick by hookcrochetco pattern off of Instagram. And it is absolutely so cute and so little. Perfect for little hands. Just cute, cute, cute. To the pattern so that the egg, you don't lose the pieces. To make a really cute addition to your Easter baskets. So love this one. The next item I want to talk about are these really cute flower coasters. These coasters are by One Dog Woof. Really love these. Did adapt a little bit. I used the 24/7 cotton from Lion brand. I'm going to make some more with this color and with this color right here. So this is jade, and this orange color, it's kind of like a coral orange color. It is tangerine. And the pink color I used was, let me see if I can read, rose. And then this other one is just pink rose. So with the pattern, like I said, it came together quickly. For me, I wanted it to make sure that I could fit a mug on it. So I added one more row. As you can see, it fits my mug perfectly. So very, very cute, quick, fun little addition to your Easter or spring decorations. The other thing that I used was a 5mm hook. The pattern calls for a 4.5. Are the other colors that I made. These take me about 15 minutes. I can't say the first one took me 15 minutes, but as I've gotten more familiar with the pattern, they are just super fun spring colors. Happy crocheting! And it is it's time for fun